We did not want a type of an education where you have a faculty or a professor lecturing inside the classroom of something that it is really only, as I said, in a one direction.
One of your focuses has been education as a solution to break down barriers and bring people together. We often talk about access to education as a solution for de-radicalization. How do you think traditional curricula around the world can be enhanced to be more effective in that regard?
I think that the question is beyond only the curricula, is about how do you really conduct the entire education, how do you really provide the right environment for the dialogue to be able to happen, how you can really guarantee the ability of the students to accept their diversity, their ability of having a different point of view and having a civilized way of discussing their elements. Of course, the curriculum comes in the heart of it by really designing curriculums, providing the people the ability of the critical thinking approach, their ability of really exploring beyond their own traditions and values, being exposed to other societies, other cultures, other values, not only from, as I said, from a curriculum perspective, but from the idea of really having that diversity within the classroom where people are really kind of discussing a very hot topic in a very open and, if you would like, nice way of really accepting that we are different, because we are as a human going to be different and we have a different way of looking at things, but at the same time we can find a common ground.
Yeah, absolutely. And how do you think that you've seen Qatar's action in that regard over years, decades, through programs like WISE and so on? How do you think that Qatar has contributed to doing that, and how can it do that in the future?
So Qatar took as a vision investing in the human being as the key for the development, and this is how the country felt that this is the only way of securing the future, is by really investing in the human capital of the country and how you can also contribute in the international level. So WISE is one of those initiatives. Education City is another one where you have created a hub of higher education, of high quality education, that it is based on research oriented, critical thinking, and provided the region a different modality of education where it is not based on really a one direction street kind of things, but it is more of the dialogue.
And so you mentioned also Education City, and that brings me on to how have you seen HBKU becoming a hub for research, and that being an example possibly for other institutions around the world?
So I think the development have been tremendous. I think it started by building, if you would like, the right base, which is on the level of the undergrad. And the idea was to bring research into the classroom, to have the students involved in critically thinking in that, in criticizing and trying to debate an idea, and to bring research into, make it as a part of the DNA, if you would like, of the graduate. Having this base led into your ability of establishing a graduate studies around research and building that research culture within the country and within the region. So the foundation did not even look at the research within the context of Qatar. It tried to really reboost the research as the key for, if you would like, achieving the future, because without research there will be no development. There will be no economical development. You will be left back away from the universe. Everything is moving so fast. If you are not really investing in doing a lot of exploration and all of that, it will be very difficult for you to cope. And HBKU came, if you would like, to complete that cycle. So you have a great undergraduate program basis, you have built the funding agency for the research, which is responsible of really providing the right medium and the right funding mechanism to achieve your research and building the culture. And then now you build a postgraduate university that take research into the heart of its education.
How have women been empowered through Education City, through HBKU?
So I think the country, as I said, from the inception, believed in the human capital. It did not really spoke about the human being from a gender perspective. The idea was really to invest in every possible human that we have within the country. And women is really a key in the development of the society. So the country, I think it wasn't really related to discrimination. It was really of providing opportunity. And this is what I think the foundation, Education City, and the country worked on providing that opportunities for the women to scale and to excel in what they're doing and to achieve what they are capable of. If you take a look at Education City, especially in engineering, if you take a look at most of other universities or countries, you will find it within the percentage of 20%. We have around 50% of the engineering are women's.
Yeah.
If you take a look at Qatar University, you have 70% of the students are women. You take a look at the private, the public sector, and you will find more and more of the women engagement. They are taking that opportunity and moving forward. Because I think on all levels, from social to political, the country believed that they are really not only an integral part of the society, but an important part of the society in achieving its goal.
One final point. What would you say are some of the things that you've learned the most in how Qatar has transformed in terms of education and research over the past 20, 30 years?
I think research become the first one. They believed in research and they believed in quality education as the way forward. They had this as a vision with the political support. It wasn't really only an isolated vision.
Yeah.
It was really a vision as a part of the comprehensive vision of the country about where do they say the future of the country is all about, and looked at education as the main driver of that development. If you would like to achieve what you would like to do economically and socially and politically in the future, your road goes into providing the high quality education that it is based on your ability to educating people who are continuous learner, critical thinkers, understand locally relevant but globally outlook. So I think all of that contributed into really seeing where the education is today and where it will head. And I think, as again, I cannot stress enough about that, if you would like, vision of the political leaders of the countries to invest mainly in research and education as the way of really the prosperity and the way of developing the country.